Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius October 12, 2022. There can be some sensitivity to social interactions and communications early today. Watch for making gestures or comments that don't express what you feel. There is a tendency to live too much in the head and miss the subtle cues in the process. Mercury moves into your sector of communication today, creating a natural flow of learning, connecting, and communicating that lasts until the 29th. Mercury spent time here from August 25th to September 23rd but backtracked while retrograde. As you advance, projects you left unfinished may resume. Also, information you need arrives, and you have more time to explore personal interests. Finally, after weeks of confusion, mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger planet, has re-entered your solar third house. You'll be feeling logical, communicative, and persuasive now and in the weeks ahead. Decide to make plans or pitch ideas to your significant other, as they'll find you much more tactful than in recent weeks. If you have some vacation time saved up, plan a road trip or book a quick flight to nearby towns or destinations. The pace of life is quickening and you'll enjoy it on every level. Soar to new horizons as you open up your mind. Invite reciprocal communication back into your professional life. As Mercury re-enters Libra today, you are faced with healing any miscommunication left over from Mercury retrograde during the second half of the post-shadow period. You need to ensure that every missed email or wrong message has been corrected. Talk to your constituents about better ways to communicate with one another, especially since Venus in Libra opposes Chiron retrograde in Aries. The opposition suggests that workplace harmony may come from taking a step back from aggressively asserting one's views if there is no room for peaceful discussion. Just 18 days after retrograding back into your income sector for a double-dip visit, Mercury leaves again today. This time Mercury won't circle back for a double-dip visit, but 2 visits in the space of just over 2 months have left you with the smart head for money needed to keep your head in the game moving forward. Wanting to do your best is a wonderful feeling to have, only you might need to learn how to deal with disappointment as well. You tend to put a lot of pressure on yourself to succeed, to do better than average. Your boisterous personality can get you through numerous situations without much effort, but sometimes it's just not about you, and you need to be able to recognize this. Detachment is something many martial arts teach. Consider some such activity. If the last few days have tended to sap your morale a bit, this is going to change a lot in the hours coming up. Indeed, the vibrations of the day will be beneficial and things will advance positively, except in your professional life where you will meet with some difficulties. Don't give up and keep working with vigor, and very soon this new, positive outlook on life will bear fruit. You should have confidence in yourself and dare undertaking new projects both in your personal and professional life. Just 18 days after retrograding back into your income sector for a double-dip visit, Mercury leaves again today. Once again, Mercury leaves you with the smart head for money needed to keep your head in the game, but this time, with a lot more water having passed under the bridge and a chance to have checked that no stone has been left unturned. As Mercury leaves and returns to your communication sector, this is a chance for planets across the income, work, and career fronts to regroup. In a case of perfect timing, just as a friendly aspect between the Sun in your communication and Saturn in your relationship sector begins, Mercury, the planet of communication, returns to help them out. With the Sun leaving your communication sector at the end of next week and Saturn in retrograde motion in your relationship sector until then, fresh from his own retrograde phase, Mercury returns to provide even more communication support. Our eyes in the sky. This is an interesting day that brings some cosmic relief to personal frustrations. The influence of Venus in Libra opposes the prolific energy of the healing centaur Chiron, adding perspective to the overall power dynamic of your life. Think of this as a reset, requiring you to grin and bear it. A loving bond between parties can help you to move forward. This week is all about your relationships and making you a lot more talkative about what you need. You're setting out to get that now by making your goals known loud and clear. You're changing the people you hang out with, and they're changing you in a good way. You'll make more money if you take their advice instead of fight against it. Paying attention to your self-care routines and feeling more confident in your skin is what it's all about right now. Maybe you've been neglecting the things you really love to do because you're just trying to navigate through the twists and turns of life. Romance and fun can be part of the day as well. You'll feel increased vitality and confidence. The influence of Uranus adds a little icing on the cake, and someone might even profess their undying love to you. You might not want to deal with anyone who brings you down, and for good reason. Mercury enters fair and peaceful Libra today, so it's a good day to schedule some time to yourself or even a therapy session just to get everything out in the open. Talking things out will not only help you but also be a stepping stone to moving relationships in the right direction. It's time to think about how you might be taking other people's word for money matters or buying into an investment scheme that's too good to be true. Someone may be giving you a hard sell concerning a stock, IRA, or bond. You need more time to consider the best path for you. Be firm but polite, and make sure you get the time you need. You know best. In the morning, Venus in Libra opposes Chiron in Aries, prompting difficulties in navigating our relationships. Although we intend to keep the peace, we feel as though we fail to rise to others' expectations. This sense that we are not enough, that we are a disappointment, weighs on us heavily. What we are confronting now is the reality that relationships are a balancing act. There is no way to maintain perfect harmony at all times, yet the fear of failure can cause us to want to throw in the towel altogether. A more mature, adult idea of love is required. We become our own worst enemies and we hold ourselves and our partners to impossible standards. Shortly following this, the Aries moon squares off with Pluto in Capricorn, causing us to act destructively. We are struggling to negotiate the Venus-Chiron opposition. Insecurities within partnerships drive us to behave unfairly with loved ones. We may guilt trip another or pose a test for them to prove their love. Obviously, these tactics are likely to backfire. On the other hand, we might be a victim of manipulation tactics ourselves. If this is the case, it is a good thing that this behavior is being exposed, so we do not waste further time on a toxic power dynamic. However, the moon begins its void of course following this aspect's perfection that will last until afternoon. Avoid taking action now, as decisions will be made in haste, under emotional duress. Give yourself time to cool off before saying or doing something you may regret.